Hey everybody, it's Shelly at the Iowa Quilt Block. Today we're going to talk about some of our favorite pressing products, and one of those products is this quilting and crafting spray. It comes in two different forms. We've got the liquid, which is just the pump, or the aerosol, which if you have arthritis and doing this motion with the pump is hard on your hands, or you have any other hand issues, this comes out super nice and easy. I'm just going to sort of run through the things. We also, I don't know if you've heard of the hot ruler. This is like one of my favorite new things. It's kind of made out of, I don't know, it's not felt. It's got more body than felt, but you can see that it's got the markings on it, and you can fold your fabric over it, which I'll show you in a minute, and press it so it all stays nice and even. Great for hems, also great for binding, really great for machine binding. I don't know about you, but it's always a challenge to get that binding pulled over nice and even. These tools are also one of our favorites. They're silicone. They're made out of silicone, so the tips are heat resistant, and you can iron right on top of them without burning your fingers. And then we also have our Chi iron. We have been looking for a good sturdy iron, and this iron is affordable. It also has a very big well for water. We generally use our irons dry because our other thing we're going to show you is the wool mat. Wool mats, you can use steam with a wool mat, but if you're using steam, you need to be aware that the heat will transfer right down through the mat onto the surface. We have ruined a table or two by using steam on a wool mat, so that's your little warning for the day. But dry heat doesn't go through the wool. Like, you can even have your hand underneath there. It's not gonna burn you. But again, if you're using steam, it's going to go right through that mat and burn your hand or the surface that it is sitting on. We also have our big board, which you probably can't see, and we took it down, but we have the big board ironing board from Tracy's Tables. Love that board. Nice big rectangle instead of the weird curvy of the normal iron. All right, so let's start with this spray. I'm going to use the aerosol spray. The product recommends that you thoroughly wet the thing that you are wanting to press. Perfect. Probably, I don't know if you can tell, but that's pretty nice and wet. Then we're going to take our iron. This product takes the place of Best Press, so it's doing the same thing. I'm just going to let it sit there for a second till it's dry. It is a starch alternative. So if you're cutting across the grain, or you're cutting triangles, or I even like to starch if I'm doing little tiny pieces. They just hold their shape and they don't get warped or twisted while you're going about. And then, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not rubbing this. I'm slowly like lifting and moving. I don't want to stretch my fabric. I just want it to get pressed. Perfect. Oh, wow, that's awesome. So you can't unfortunately feel it through YouTube, but it's got a nice stiff starch to it. I wonder if you can even, no, you can't really tell from the drape, but it feels perfect. So that is the aerosol version, and then they also have the regular pump version. Love it. All right, then let's do our hot ruler. So we're gonna pretend that we are putting on binding. We have sewed it to the back, and now we're pulling it to the front so we can use our sewing machine to sew it down. And I'm gonna just lay the hot ruler down on top of that top of my quilt, and I'm gonna pull my binding over. And then you can press. And we've got the exact even spacing that we want. Now when I go to sew it down with my sewing machine, it's not going to be all funky and all over the place. It's going to be nice and straight. Boom. I love this tool. This tool is fun. All right. Then let me open this. This is the silicone tools. These are from Gypsy Quilter. And they come in fun colors. I mean, who doesn't like hot pink and purple? But then they have different shapes for different things that you are going to be pressing. And I really like this purple one. So if you're pressing some tiny little seam open, this one's kind of big, but if you're pressing seams open, and anyone who's done it knows, like, your fingers are probably going to get fried at some point because you've got these 2 little 1/4-inch seams you're trying to open up. But this tool holds that seam open, and you can just keep moving it down the seam, and it just holds it open for you to bring your iron right along. And again, I make a tiny little lift before I move my iron so that I'm not stretching anything, I'm just pressing it. All right, and then like I said, there's the tiny little one or the different shapes, and these will last forever. Well, hopefully some of these tools will help you with your pressing so that you don't burn your fingers, and also make your binding and everything go together beautifully, because I don't know about you, but seam ripping is not the fun part of sewing. So I like to sit down at my sewing machine and have a really good time and not have to seam rip or troubleshoot or have any kind of problems. All of these tools make it so much easier. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a really great day. There is a link in the description to all of our products today. They can be found on our website under the As Seen on YouTube tab. And please hit the subscribe button, subscribe and follow us, and join us on our social media channels. We have a Facebook and an Instagram. We would love to interact with you there. We also have a private Facebook group. So if you go to our Facebook page, choose, I think it's other, and then groups, and you can ask to join. It was super fun to talk to you today about pressing and making that job easier and more fun. I hope you do something today. Just do one thing at least today that just makes you happy. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you later. Bye.